it is up to you and what fulfills you and what interests you that occupies or takes your time. If I say I made a lot of money on TikTok, I made $3. This month, I made 192 cents dollars this month. So people say there is money, but what I can tell you is that on TikTok you can get opportunity to work with brands that you can. When you get a brand, you need a brand that appreciates what you are doing, that understand the type of content you make, and that is willing to pay for your worth.
Welcome to another exciting episode of Khangale podcast, where entrepreneurship meets innovation. Today, we are joined by a mom, a baker, and a content creator, Tshililo. Thank you so very much for welcoming us into your beautiful space. We really appreciate that. We don't take that lightly because people are so busy. And thank you so much. So just for the benefit of those who might not necessarily know who Tshililo is, but sometimes they see you on TikTok, because obviously you've got a massive following on TikTok, or rather on social media.
Today I must
So who's Tshililo?
I'm not sure which persona I portray. That is just me. Tshililo is me. It's a love of people, a love of life, love for family, love for... When I say family, I talk about my siblings, my kids, my immediate family. I love people. I love people a lot. I love life. And I love to be happy, to be surrounded by happiness. Tshililo it's also an entrepreneur. It's a mother, it's a sister, it's a professional. I'm an academic as well. In short.
I'm aware that you were doing very well with your business, even though you were running off social media. But I just want to find out what inspired you to join social media and to start share your life on social media, or rather your entrepreneurship journey on social media with a broader audience.
I don't think I share my personal life with the broader audience, but I share my business or my passion or my talent. Yes, that is not me, my personal life.
Why did you see a need?
I didn't actually. As we maneuver these new apps, technology, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, it kind of guides you where to go. And with the creativity that we have, or different creativity that people have, it will sort of define you or define what you need to share. So I'm in the space where I'm promoting my business. So then, depending on how my followers respond, it then guides me what angle should I take. If one angle, maybe people are used to it, they've seen it for too long, they're no longer engaging as much as I want them to be, that means it's time to change. And also, seeing other creators doing their own thing, being inspired, you tend to learn different ways of creating content.
Wow. So I know you as someone who's on social media platforms, which includes TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. But 2 weeks ago, when we spoke on the phone, you actually told me about the fact that you just started a podcast. So is it easy for you to get people who are willing to come and join you on your podcast as guests? I'm asking this because there are so many people who are so accustomed in engaging with broadcasters or platforms, especially podcasters that already exist or that are already gaining traction? So is it easy for you to get guests for your podcast?
Look, there's two things on that. There's people who would want to be where you are. So when you invite them, it's an excitement. She acknowledges me, she knows me, she's seeing me, then they will easily come. And there are those who think they have arrived. They are there. So when you call them, there's nothing. When I do mine, I first recorded all of them in January, and then I started posting them now. So when I'm like, hi, I'm doing a podcast, would you mind to come? There's nothing you see. Just listening to me calling you to come. It's like, I'm so busy. Can we do it in 3 months' time? Oh, okay, I will come. Send me the details. And then I send you the details, you keep quiet. So I would say yes, depending on who you are calling, and no as well, depending on who you are calling. It is only now that people are seeing it. They're seeing the quality of work. They're seeing the content that is in there. They're like, can I come? People are starting to approach me. Hi, I've got this and this and this. I would love to be featured in your podcast. Hi, I've got whatever. Are you still taking people? Something like that. Yes. So, but calling people to come to your podcast that when it doesn't exist, I think it's a challenge.
Why did you see a need to start a podcast?
Let's go back to what I said when I started. I love sharing. I like to see people do good. And I love to move together with other people. So the podcast, I would not necessarily say I felt the need to start a podcast, but I had something in me which says, create a platform where you will inspire other up and coming entrepreneur or people who are feeling drained. We are in an era where the economy is so bad. People, they will try this today, it doesn't work, they move to something else, doesn't work, they move to something else. And they feel like it is only them. Can't know. Even those that you think are doing well, they are also going through the same, or they have gone through the same, but learn from them how they came out of that situation. If you get inspired by Exquisite Deluxe Cake, which I haven't done my own, I will do it one day. I thought the time I'll be on podcast, it will be on my own, but you beat me to it. Yes. So if you think, wow, Exclusive Deluxe Cake is doing so well, she is so busy, she's got so many followers, she's making good cakes, good content, whatever, but you don't know the behind. Someone who doesn't know that this week I am tired, last week I was not here, I'm tired, so I'm on break, and then I do take a well-deserved break. And how do I do that? I've got a full-time work, so it allows me that luxury of being flexible, which people think I'm always busy, and I'm not always busy. If I'm always busy, you wouldn't see me at functions, you wouldn't see me at parties, you wouldn't see me attending funerals at home. Do you understand? So people see what they see on social media and they think that's reality, and it's not. So if I'm always busy to a point that I don't sleep, for instance, I wouldn't have time to go to church, I would not even have time to attend my kids' things at school or any other thing, any family thing, any wedding, whatever, because people think, yo, she is so busy. Yes, I am busy. Yes, there are periods where we are busy. In cakes, there are seasons where it's like September, December, it's wedding seasons, then you are busy. Last year, December 16, I was closed because I was tired. I wanted to go home to rest. Yeah. Even this year, I think December 16, I will close. So yes, I am busy, but I know how to manage my business because I've got work. I've got my own full-time work. And then at work, when it's busy period, I know when it's busy time, when it's busy period. I don't take cakes. Let's say it's June, I'm doing provisional taxes. I know I'm going to be very busy in the office, so I won't take cakes. If December we're closing early, or maybe we're doing tax return or doing provisional return, so that I don't have time to be worrying about finishing the work and finishing the cake. You understand? I'm like, oh, when I cake, you can wait. I've got my own employer that I need to please.
So what is the most surprising thing that you've learned about yourself after you started your TikTok account?
I, I realized that I love sharing. That's what draws me to social media. It could be sharing technique, sharing ideas, sharing knowledge, helping others who are in the business grow. So I love to see people do well. Everyone do well. So yeah,
So, in other words, that what fulfills.
it does. It does. That does. I don't want anyone to be left behind. I want us to move together.
How do you stay motivated just for you to make sure that you keep creating content on social media platforms? Because at times it could be exhausting.
I can tell you for 2024, I have not been creating content as much because I have a lot of editing, like content that I took last year, even year before that I haven't edited. So for me to just continue gathering this content, it's gonna be pointless. My phone is gonna be full at some point. So what I'm doing is, if I have maybe a cake or a technique or something interesting that I want to share, then I only capture that. But otherwise, if you look at previous years, I used to be like posting, doing a lot of content, posting a lot of content. But then this year, I'm slowing down because I'm doing a lot of things that also needs my time. Also taking a break, sort of to breathe. Yes.
True story, because there's quite a lot of people that think it's easy to create content. That is why you see a lot of people starting podcasts, platforms, which is a good thing because it shows you that podcast space is growing, not only worldwide but inside the country as well. But they don't really understand that there's a lot of editing. There are people who are shooting the podcast. You know what I mean? You must invite people. Exactly what you are saying, that other people would want to come. Other people, they would be like, no, I don't want to be part of that. And I hate to ask this question though, that how do you then, with so many things that you are doing, how do you juggle between so many things that you are doing at the same time? You stay real in making sure that you cook for your kids, you run other errands that you're supposed to be running as a mother.
That's a very good question that you've asked, and it's a question that only those who are into content creation, those who are doing business would understand. I'll give you an example. Let's take a runner, for instance. Those people, when they're preparing for a marathon, they're always on the road, and being on the road is tiring. That means when you come back, you are tired. And you find that those people also, they've got professional work. They work. Then they also have kids that they need to do their homework, look after them, whatever. They also have families that they need to cook for and everything. It is the same. So let's say I don't go to run. I use that time to bake a cake. Do you understand? So people are looking at it just like, yo, she's baking a cake, whatever. But people are doing almost same thing as what I'm doing. It is up to you and what fulfills you and what interests you that occupies or takes your time. I know when on my professional side where I work, when the deadlines are, when I'm busy, which is something that I'm grateful for, because for instance, I can tell you last week I was home vendor for 2 funerals. So my body is tired. I am tired. So then I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna, last week I didn't take cakes. This week I didn't take cakes. So if I feel like I'm still tired next week, I will not take cakes. Because why? I have a stable income, which allows me to take break whenever I want to, which affords me time to myself or time to rest. So when you see me posting cakes, it's not necessarily the cake I baked today or yesterday. It might be a cake I baked last year in December, but I'm posting it now. Like I say, I've got a lot of content on my phone. So the content that I have, I'm going to post it at some time. Last month I even said I need to improve my editing because I am so behind. People will celebrate their birthday and even forget that they had a cake. Then Mina, I'm posting how I made the cake. I'm posting the reels about their cake. But the birthday has already passed maybe 2 months ago. Do you understand? So people thinking if she posts a video today, that means she made it today. If she posts a video tomorrow, that means like that. I'll give you an example. I made a birthday cake, my own birthday cake, in December. And then I started it today, and then I cram-coat, left it. I went and do my hair because I was going to go for photo shoot. So I went and do the braids. Then I came back, I continued with the cake. People were like, how? She even changed the hairstyle. So people noticed that in the making of my birthday cake, I changed the hairstyle. But what they don't understand is that you cannot bake a cake today, decorate it today and finish it today. It's a process. You can decorate it maybe on, let's say, on Sunday, and then you cram-coat and work on it on Thursday, and you finish it on Saturday.
So what do you think people appreciate the most about your baking skills that you share with them on those social media platforms?
I think they appreciate the content. People just want to go to the app and see someone doing something. It doesn't necessarily mean cakes or cooking or whatever. They just want to see something. So the fact that, let's say I come with a cake, and then they're just seeing the sponge, the next thing they're seeing this beautiful masterpiece, because the cake is like art. So when it starts, it looks rough, you're not sure what's going to come out. And then when you see the final result, it's like, wow, is this what she was making? Because what you see in the beginning and what you see in the end is totally different.
So obviously these spaces, they need a little bit of creativity. So how do you then come up with these creative videos that you use to engage with your audiences?
It's like going to school. You can go to school, attend a class, and get different marks. Maybe I can get 100% and you get 40%. So creativity, I always say I can teach you how to bake a cake, but I cannot teach you to be creative. Creativity is what defines you, defines your style. So in my business, I always say I don't do can you bake this cake exactly as it is. So I don't do exactly, because exactly limits my creativity. You give me an idea, then I produce something in line with what you have shared with me, but not exactly, even if the cake was done by me. Because like I'm telling you, I'm tired now, I'm feeling exhausted, so that means my creativity is on the other level. If I'm bubbly, I'm energetic, I'm feeling like it will also be on another level. So it depends on how I'm feeling.
So the other thing that I'm interested in finding out, I always see this bubbly personality on social media platforms. So do you have a persona that you portray on social media platforms, which is different from the personality that I'm interacting with?
When I started dancing with the cake.
Wow.
Yeah, I'll just turn the table around and then I'll just do my moves, whatever, which people think I can dance, which I can't. Then people will say, hey, that's when I was starting.
Yeah.
And I don't take things seriously. I don't take things too hard. Yeah. And then I used to laugh about it until I see bakers coming to TikTok to camp there as well.
Are you serious?
Trying to do what I'm doing, failing or succeeding either way. And I'm like, how? I started my own thing in my own lane, doing me. Now people are seeing something in that and people are following. That means I'm doing something right. And then the more I post my video, happy, whatever, people will like, oh, you've got such a beautiful personality. Oh, I love seeing your cakes. Oh, I love your smile. I love whatever. And I'm just being me. My business started before COVID, but TikTok, just when the COVID was ending. Because I we get bored. We were like, in our own houses, our own spaces, whatever. And then you browse your phone until you get tired. Then one day I'm like, what is this thing? Because I have done TikTok cakes before, which I didn't know what it was. I wish then I followed up when somebody ordered a TikTok cake, because they send a picture and I'm like, oh, is this thing? Then I just copied whatever. Then, so one day I'm sitting bored, Saturday, and I'm like, let me go to this app and see what's going on. Then I went in there, I see it's videos, it's people singing, it's people dancing, but I didn't really understand what was going on. And there was this mimic voice where you it's like you what you call it when you hear a voice and you follow that voice. Okay, I forgot the. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Then there was a voice which you just kind of you like you're saying what they're saying. It's as if it's you, but yeah, I don't know what it's called. Yes, then it was like, oh, you wanna know what your husband is cheating? Oh, then you know, something like that. Then I did that. Can't I recorded that thing? It's gone. I didn't even know what was going on. So now when I go back to my app, I see this that I posted this video. Like, hey.
And you were not aware that the video was posted, or rather shared on social media?
I would say I thought maybe you put it to the trial. I didn't know that everybody can see it, because I didn't even know that app I've already registered, whatever. I didn't even know what was going on. I'm just browsing through, trying this. So then I'm like, oh, okay, now let me post a picture and see. Then I post a picture and I'm like, oh, this is how you post. That's how I started learning. Then I started putting cakes. Then at that time I was doing boxing. So when I go to boxing, I would do my moves, whatever. Then I started posting. And I'm like, how? This thing is responding most. When I post, the numbers are going up. When I post, the numbers are... I'm like, okay, back. I'm doing the cakes now. Then I started posting the cake, posting the cakes. But this thing of content creation, I've always been doing it. I was just not doing it the way I'm doing it now. Because I would share maybe once in a while on Facebook, once in a while. And then the angles, the shooting, whatever was not so perfect. But being on TikTok, I started getting inspired, learning the proper ways of doing it, buying our ring light, buying the proper phones, whatever, so that you create content that is appealing.
So obviously you've got a massive following on social media platforms. So let's just talk about the monetization, or rather talk to us about the partnerships that you've built with brands that are now starting to yield the results in terms of making money for you and the businesses that you've created on those social media platforms.
Hey, maybe other people are making money on TikTok. If I say I made a lot of money on TikTok, I made $3.
Are you serious?
If I made a lot of money. This month, I made $1.92 dollars this month. So people say there is money. But what I can tell you is that on TikTok, you can get opportunity to work with brands that you can.
Talk to us about that. Are there any brands that are working with you?
For now, this year, no. But I have worked with them before. The problem is, maybe because I know numbers a lot, or okay, yeah. But when you get a brand, you need a brand that appreciates what you are doing, that understand the type of content you make, and that is willing to pay for your worth. So if you get a brand, I'm a mother, I've got kids, I've got full-time employment, you've got a multi-million company, and then you want me to showcase maybe your product or something, and then you said it's a collaboration. Let's say it's biscuit or Simba chips or whatever, and then you give me a box. You say I must do the unboxing and create something. What is that? That is not working with the brand in a profitable way, or in a manner that I benefit from it. But if you come and say, let's work together for the next 6 months, here is a contract, here is the amount that I'm going to pay you, do this 1, 2, 3. Then maybe if the money is not enough, I'm like, okay, this will cost me this much. The money you paid me is not enough. Let's look at this. Or, oh, no, fine. The money you paid me is enough. I'm happy to do it, whatever the case may be. So companies, I think it's only now they're starting to understand what social media is. Because usually it's kids or
kids who just graduated from high school or varsity or whatever, who have a lot of followers that company wants to tap into. And it's easy to say, do this for me, I'll give you 5,000. And they feel like, oh, it's a lot of money. But when you have grown or you're a certain age, what works for a graduate, a recent graduate, does not necessarily work for someone who's been working for 20 years or something, or someone who's got responsibilities.
Obviously, people can be so mean on social media platforms, and you get people who criticize you, and you get people who appreciate the work that you do on social media. How do you then deal with criticism?
I'm on my own lane. I'm moving my own space, in my own path, in my own time. Whether I'm on social media or not, people will always talk. And usually it's people who are miserable in their own space. It's people who don't know what to do with their own time, so they camp on social media to find something to criticize. So let them come. You know what? When they are there criticizing, commenting, the numbers and the views are doing what? So I like them. They must come and camp in there. They can say whatever they want. And then if it feels like it's too much, or maybe people are entertaining that thought too much and you don't like it, there is three useful tools on social media. One is called delete. You just delete, you move. One is called block. I block you so that you don't see my content anymore. You'll be wondering why I don't see this woman anymore. You will search thinking I deleted my account. Can't I blocked you? You won't see my account anymore. One, I just unfriend you if you were my friend.
So as we wrap up this conversation, what do you hope people take away from your beautiful story that you just shared with our audiences?
I'll just say, if you are in a business, or if you want to try content creation, do not think about what will people say. Do not think about the likes or the views. Make that content, post it, and move. Make another one, post it, and move. Don't worry about, I got 3 likes, I got 3 views. Look, if you go to the analytics, you will find that yes, 3 people liked, but 3,000 people viewed. So that is what makes TikTok different from other platforms. I'll tell you why. With Instagram and Facebook, it's usually people you know who will request to be a friend. Facebook, they request, then you accept them. Instagram, what do? They just follow. They just follow. They just follow. But then if you are not doing reels, maybe you're just posting pictures or whatever, it will be very difficult for them to follow. So it will mostly people who know you. They're like, oh, there's Sandy, let me follow. So because they know you, when you start doing something different or something that they didn't see you doing it, or they don't believe you will do it, they will first sort of pull you down. When they see you posting your podcast, they don't see anything. They're like, it's Sunday, he will fail. So they will not like, they will not subscribe, they will not comment. It is the people that didn't know you before or know you from social media that will encourage and post you. So when you move to TikTok, you post, TikTok algorithms send it to people that are interested in that type of content. Then it kind of draws people to you. So when I see this podcast, I'm like, oh, okay, that's interesting. Let me go and see what more. And then that's how I would know about you. I'll follow you. So it even feeds to people who don't necessarily follow you, but loves the type of content you produce. So they will go and like that. So do not worry about the like. Do not worry about the view. They don't mean anything. If you are selling like me, post, move. Month later, hi, I saw your cake on Facebook. How much are they? Whatever you are selling.
Thank you so much for allowing us into your space tonight. We
Right.
really appreciate it. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you are inspired by these stories that we are sharing with you, please subscribe to our podcast. Until next time, keep grinding, keep building, and keep shining.